What's up, guys? This is the Real Quaid here. I've got a gym challenge video. I'm going up against HerpLeGusta here. This is my first official challenge as a gym leader, so I was kind of excited about it to see what happens, to see how my poison mono-type team goes up against the normal team. Just taking a quick look at the preview here. I see a lot of his guys are weak to Zoroark's various moves that he has, so I figure I'm going to lead with him. I think I bluffed Crobat here, just because the two of them seem to work well together as a bluff. So let's just get into it, and I'll have you guys watch this, and I'll make some commentary, things that I'm thinking, things that I'm seeing as we go. So here we go, the battle's starting. He sends out Gallade. This is probably the one Pokemon I didn't want to see. And it's a good thing I did bluff Crobat, because Crobat is probably the one guy I have that he doesn't want to see because he's got good resistances. So he just straight withdraws him, sends out his Dragonite, which ended up working really well because this is the exact reason I packed my Zoroark with U-turn. So I'm going to hit him, do a little bit of damage, enough to break the Wonder Guard or Wonder Scale, whatever that thing ability for Dragonite's called. So I send out Nidoking to get that raw power out. His Dragonite does have leftovers, and I was so worried about it, but he had a very sliver of life missing, which is huge because it really powered up my Ice Beam. I don't know if I would have been able to take him out. He goes with the Dragon Dance as expected. He's faster than Nidoking, but that's okay. I'm going to hit him with a super powerful Ice Beam here, and he just melts under the power. If he had been at full health, he would have taken half damage from it. I don't know if I would have been able to kill him, and I would have been in big trouble, but thankfully that U-turn ended up working out really well for me. He brings back Gallade. I thought about keeping Nidoking in and just coming right at him, but I was really worried about a Psycho Cut or a Psychic Stab attack, so I went with Drapion expecting something like that. He actually comes at me with Close Combat, which I really wasn't expecting. Drapion's got pretty good defense, though, so he's going to be able to take this. It actually took off a lot more than I expected. Drapion barely survived, but thankfully Drapion is a lot faster than people give him credit for. His base 95 speed, which is really fast. He does have Shadow Sneak, though, so he's able to do damage, but Drapion, high defense, resistant to it. He actually survives, goes for a Cross Poison. And this is exactly why I bred up my Drapion. Manages a critical hit with Sniper. That's doing triple damage. You could call hacks on it if you want, but with the scope lens and with the attack, there's actually a 25% chance of critting for those attacks. So it's not too bad. He comes out with Mamoswine. I know he's coming at me with an Ice Shard, so I send out Muck to take it. And of course, there it is. Muck is not going to take too much damage. I maximized his general toughness. He's I think his plus special defense nature, but I see he has the Life Orb there, and that's critical because if he hadn't taken damage there, I would have kept Muck in. He probably would have died, but I saw he had the Life Orb. I knew he was coming at me with an Earthquake, so I immediately switch again to Crobat. And of course, there's the Earthquake, so that's a free switch. I wasn't sure if he was going to expect more Mind Games, so I come right at him with a Super Fang, do some damage to him. He decides he's sick of this, so he's going to set up the Rocks, which I think is a pretty good call. And then I was going to try to finish him off with Brave Bird. He just straight withdraws him. Not sure about that move. He might have been able to do some big damage there. I don't know if I would have killed him. He sends out Sharpedo, which is just bad timing on this point because he's going to take big damage from that Brave Bird. Managed to get him to 1. He has the Sash, so he uses that fully. Take a lot of recoil damage, which I didn't intend on doing, of course, but my Crobat is built as a tank, so he's used to it. It decides to protect. Now, during the battle, I was really confused about this because I was going to get leftovers recovery, so it's the little bonus turn, but as soon as I saw it, I didn't notice that he didn't rough skin me when I Brave Bird him the first time, so of course that means he's got speed boost. So he's going to try to outspeed me and finish me off. I was very sure I wasn't going to lose Crobat to this attack. I was more worried about the flinch. If he would have flinched me, I would have been in some bad shape, but luckily there's no flinch. Finish him with the Brave Bird, just take that extra HP. If I needed to, I could have finished him with Toxicroak with a Sucker Punch, but luckily it doesn't come to that. I just didn't want to lose my Crobat this early when I didn't need to because of a flinch. So he sends out Mamoswine. What do I do here? Do I switch? No, I keep Crobat in. I want to just come right at him. I'm thinking maybe I can survive the Ice Shard, maybe not. I'm in a pretty advantageous position. Plus, I know he has Life Orb, so he's going to take an extra 10% off of his health here. So I kind of sacrifice Crobat. He loses more HP. I send out Muck. Mamoswine's got such a powerful Earthquake, but I think Muck can take it. I'm like, I have faith in Muck to take it. He takes an Earthquake right on the chin, and I guessed wrong. Muck ends up getting pretty much one-shotted. He probably would have meant one-shotted even at full health. That base 130 power, stab Earthquake, very powerful. Again, Mamoswine just keeps adding Life Orb damage. I send out my Zoroark here, and I immediately regret it, because I'm like, he's going to get Ice Sharded, and Zoroark's defense is terrible. I don't know if he's going to survive it. He doesn't Ice Shard me for whatever reason. I think he was thinking that Nidoking would have survived it. So I ended up Night Dazing him and finishing off Mamoswine. He sends out his Terrakion, and I'm worried it's a justified one, so I don't want to hit him with a Dark Attack. I switch out my Nidoking to my Drapion. It's a free switch. He's going to die to the rocks here, which I expected. So it allows me to get an even turn switch on it. I don't want to lose him, like that, but I have to. He comes with a close combat. I'm hoping he's choiced in some way, so I send out my real Nidoking here. It turns out he is choiced, or either that or he's coming at me with close combat anyway, despite Nidoking being resistant to it. Nidoking manages to survive the attack, and now that Terrakion loses his defense bonus, Nidoking's going to hit him with a super effective Earth Power and finish the job right here. Not sure if he needed that defense loss or not to finish him. Nidoking has got a huge power with Sheer Force on all his special attacks. Basically act as special attack base power of 130, which is enormous. He sends out Salamence. This is his last Pokemon. I figure I'm going to go for it. He has to come at me because he will lose to Ice Beam no matter what. So he comes Dragon Claw, enough power to finish off Nidoking. His defense is not so great. And I saw he didn't have Intimidate, so I knew he was going to be straight offense, Moxie bonus Salamence. So I send out my Zoroark to try to do some damage to him. I'm hoping I'll outspeed him to just get something done. Managed to land a Night Daze on him, which is great. It's going to do a lot of damage. I was kind of hoping to get an accuracy loss here just for kicks, because it always helps. It does a good chunk of damage, those choice specs. He takes a Brick Break, which +1. Zoroark's defenses are bad anyway. He's going to lose to this all day. Salamence again. Gets a second Moxie bonus. I'm down to my last Pokemon. He's down to his last Pokemon. I spent a good 30 seconds to a minute deciding what I wanted to do. I knew I'd finish him with Ice Punch, but I wasn't sure I'd outspeed him, so I played it safe. I went for the Sucker Punch just to hopefully kill him, and luckily I was able to do enough damage with Toxicroak, finishes off Salamence, and wins me the battle. So, good game to Herp. This was a nice way to intro into the gym challenge, I think. It was a really close game, a good game. So I look forward to more of these matches in the future. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.